From all around the world, tributes to Shinzo Abe have been flooding in. From Taiwan, which considered Abe a friend and a supporter of its democracy.
安倍前首相是深受国际推崇的国际领袖，毕生致力于维护民主、自由、人权的价值。
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made an unscheduled trip to Tokyo while traveling in Asia to offer Washington's condolences. The U.S. considers Japan a key ally in the region.
He was deeply committed to strengthening the alliance and friendship between the United States and Japan and pursuing an open and free Indo-Pacific region.
Abe was the architect of the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, or Quad, a strategic security forum that brought together Japan, the U.S., Australia, and India.
शिंजो आबे जी भारत के जनमन में सालों तक बसे रहेंगे.
Japan has lost a true patriot and a true leader. And Australia has lost a true friend.
Abe was shot during a campaign speech in the city of Nara on July 7th. The assassination shocked Japanese society and prompted an outpouring of grief and praise for a statesman who left his country's position on the world stage transformed.
One of the things that he will be remembered for the most is for changing the global posture of Japan, especially when it comes to security, diplomacy, and defense issues, especially in the region. When he came to power, Japan was a rather inconsequential actor, I would say, on those fronts. And he always dreamt of making Japan a more important actor.
Abe will be remembered as a tireless diplomat. During his second and final term in office, from 2012 to 2020, he visited more than 176 countries and regions.
He was very important in drawing the region closer together. He was very active in diplomacy. He made more than 80 trips abroad, which was a very high rate of diplomacy, of trips abroad.
But not everyone backed Abe as he carved out a bigger role for Japan. Many at home opposed his moves to loosen post-war restrictions on Japan's defense forces. His refusal to acknowledge Japan's wartime atrocities weighed on strained relations with China and made him a resented figure in South Korea.
There's no doubt that during the record-breaking tenure of Abe, when he was in office for about 8 years, there were frictions certainly reached a higher level. He often was accused of beautifying the history of Japan, especially during World War II and before World War II. China and Japan, of course, are bound to be rival. They both have very different goals for the region. When it comes to South Korea, I think there are some efforts right now to mend fences between the two sides.
Both his supporters and critics agree. Abe brought Tokyo back to the global stage in a way unseen for decades. The passing of Japan's longest-serving prime minister leaves an indelible mark, not only on his own country, but the whole world. Kilpatrick for TaiwanPlus.